want my children, especially my daughter, to not know who she was. Especially, again, she is a millennial, and there's so many peer pressures out there, especially with media trying to dictate to us as Black women who society says that we are, and so I think it's so powerful that women, whether you're Black, white, Chinese, it doesn't matter, for you to really know your true origin. And so that is my mission. That's my mission with my daughter. When she turns 21, I have her listed in my phone as my princess. 21, she says, Mom, you no longer call me a princess, you can call me a queen. And I felt like that moment was so powerful in my life with my daughter for her to understand her true identity, that she can walk in the power, in the authority as such. And so I have, put on a mandate and a mission on all women who know who they are as queens to raise up, to train up their daughters, their nieces, young girls in our society, in our communities, to raise them up, to train them on who they are as queens. And so that is the movement around the world. And we meet annually. We do our mix. Monthly we do our mixers. Annually we do a gala, and there are networks that we do. There are phone calls, queen calls that we do on a regular basis. And I'm just really excited. You can find more information about the Queens to Queen movement, PaulaAmor.com.
So you said, now that I know who I am, I want other women to walk in the shoes of low confidence, paralyzing insecurities that leave them competing with other women simply because they have not met the queen in themselves to join in on the discovery, the call to destiny. Now, see, this is the part I love. This is the part I love right here. We have to compete against each other, and that's how we suffer. This is the part where somebody gotta have gotta be able to humble themselves in a way that it still keeps them a queen. Because they say two queens, now if you play chess, I play chess. They say you can't have two queens on the table. That's a lie. See, the object of chess is to get as many of the people, the men or women, down the board now to the end. And then when she gets to the end of the board, she's crowned queen. How about that? That's the game. That's the game. And more queens you have, you can surround the rest of the men on the other side and whatever those subjects are called. And that's the object of the game that I play. That's why I changed my Facebook page image, which is showing me playing chess. I tell people all the time, I don't play checkers. I play chess. I look down. I play three-dimensional chess. I play that Star Trek chess. You know what I'm saying? 3, 4 levels. And so what I understand with you is when you have these queen to queen calls, it's to empower that woman in that moment, because we always need reinforcement. We always need that security, that identity that we lose within ourselves, even from the beginning of us becoming who we are as little girls, being told, oh no, that's not ladylike. That's not this kind of way. So hold on for a second. We got a second caller. All right, then we got the little young princess home. I know how old I am. You and I, yeah, she's a little young queen. She young because I love her little baby. I met her. This is my neighbor or ex neighbor. I met her just walking around with her little baby strapped to her, and the other baby. And I mean, she would just be walking and just pushing the baby with the little car, and this was hot too. They just walking, and the baby just hooked right to her in the front pouch, and the dog. So yeah, we shall appreciate Miss Shine. Oh yeah, absolutely. So ladies, let's just jump more forward because I can talk about this. I'm just so excited. I wish I'd had y'all on like at 12. We got a lot to talk about. Y'all got to come back before we even say anything else. Go ahead. So talk about the group that you all have in terms of how you guys met and how what the relationship is between. I know you told me it was a small group of you all right now, but it's moving onward and outward. China. Okay, got it. Tell everybody. Tell everybody.
It all started in Facebook, but about 2 weeks ago. Absolutely. And so I just walk in and I see three beautiful women just sitting there just to each other. And so I like to compliment. And so I'm like, you guys look beautiful. You guys are beautiful queens. And then that just set it off from there. And the account has been amazing. And ever since, like, my energy has just been risen. Because I remember walking into that Staples, I was feeling kind of low, especially like in regards to my job, because what I do. And so I was just feeling so down. And so, like, walking in and talking with them, I just knew I just felt that I was there in that moment to enjoy. Like, I asked for to be surrounded more by beautiful queens and strong women because, we're born women. And we got this strong little planet in us. And so it's just amazing to be surrounded by it. Hello. Yeah. I want to go back to what Karina shared earlier about the movement, the Queen of Queen movement, about competing. Uh, there are a lot of women who do compete against each other, and that's because they don't know who they are. I have never heard in any real life story or any storybook where two queens have gone to war with each other. And so it is so powerful. I feel like this movement is so powerful that we can teach women that they do not have to compete. They can celebrate one another. They can share resources. And there are a lot of times that women don't like to share what they have. They don't like to share resources with one another. And it is somewhat sad that a lot of that takes place within our own communities. And so my goal, and which I have been reaching, is to make sure that as a queen, that I celebrate women, that I celebrate their queenliness, that I share the resources, that I help them grow. There's a parable that says one can chase 1,000, but two can chase 10,000. And so there is power in numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that when women come into their rightful identity and know who they are as queens, like our communities will change, our homes will change. We can raise our children more in a royal state of mind or a royal environment so they won't come out of our homes, settling for less than who they are. So I think that is really, really powerful that we understand as queens, we do not compete. We're here to empower. We're here to inspire. We're here to lift each other up. And that's what happened in that Staples that Saturday with Shonda. And there were other women that came in and automatically they were just drawn to the movement. And I'm just excited that we have such a very positive and empowering platform, Karima, here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I get that part, but this is the part I want everybody to know. Now, I'm going to tell a little bit of your story. It says you came from welfare to wealth building, from homelessness to being a builder of homes, a native of New Yorker. That's where the hustler comes from, at right there, right there. That was just easy. Background in artistic development, platform building, passionate about creating networks and wealth building. When a person like that understands that that is the power within themselves, you know how to harness this type of understanding. And this is why you're blessed. This is why you didn't stay in homelessness because your spirit to me had always been there. So this says you were a founder of a nonprofit organization since 1999 in Atlanta. And business, building businesses one woman at a time. I believe that is so wonderful. Now I cannot say the name of the church you attend because I don't know how to pronounce it, so I ain't gonna mess that up. What's the name of the church?
First Iconium Baptist Church, which is located off of Moreland and Glenwood, and the senior pastor there is Reverend Timothy McDonald III. Is a very, very powerful community activist who has, served up under the tutelage of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Has, been very good friends with Nelson Mandela. And I mean, there's a plethora of international leaders that have changed the world socially, changed the world. And so, I'm grateful for being a student. I'm still a student of greatness, still a student of humility, but yet a student to impact and change our communities at the same time.
Your story from poverty to purpose to create your own wealth has inspired others. With your story of transparency and grace, could you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, again, I'm originally from Long Island, New York. I moved here at the age of 14. I was actually on the run from the authorities. I ended up stabbing a girl there in New York, and my father and my grandfather drove overnight to come get me, so the authorities wouldn't lock me up. And so that is really that holy hero type of scenario. And so I get here and found out that my father was a full-fledged crack addict, and he threw me out on the streets at the age of 15. And so being homeless and went into prostitution and stripping in the clubs here, and high school dropout, ninth grade with a third grade reading comprehension and a speech impediment. My first child I had at the age of 17, so automatically that put me into the welfare system. And so welfare system, homelessness, mental institution, and the odds was against me. And I remember flipping burgers at Crystal's on Memorial Drive, and I was just like, this is not my purpose, this is not my destiny. I went back, got my GED, did some schooling over at the Cap Tech, and gained a little knowledge of what I could. And I decided to go into cosmetology. Been here for 12 years, and I said it has to be more than this. I've been called to wealth. And so what I decided to do was in 1999, establish my own nonprofit organization. I had a pastor out of Lithonia to sow a $30,000 seed to help me start my organization. And it's been flourishing ever since. So I just feel like if I can do it, anybody can do it. You understand what I'm saying? So we're talking about someone society called a statistic, would not succeed. I would not excel. I was successful at raising two children who are blessed, and they're amazing, as a single mother, and I am a grandmother. And so success is not so much the houses, the cars, and the land, but it's the wealth that you can obtain to empower others. And so that is that story, Karima.
One thing I gotta say is that Checkers on Memorial Drive has been there that long. I know that place is. I ain't playing. That thing is nasty. One time when I was out there in the world like that, still I stopped there and ate a burger and chipped my tooth on the road. I was playing anyway. But you know what? This is a wonderful passage that you have. Game changer. Books, audio, the Queen Call, the book club, boss branding, workshops, fearless zone. Right? Okay, gotta talk about that. The Galleria, events. You just had an event. Yesterday. What was that all about?
Today. Okay, so yesterday I'm a part of a Resilient Beauty organization, and it's an organization that deals with domestic violence and supporting women who have started their own organizations to help break the silence against domestic violence. I am a domestic violence survivor. I was married twice, divorced twice, and both of them ended in domestic violence. And so I was awarded last year the 2016 Trailblazer Award. And so yesterday I had the honor and the privilege of awarding Erica Lee of the 2017 Trailblazer Award. And Melody Martin actually is the founder of that organization. And so I'm connected to a lot of empowerment platforms. And I'm really, really excited to finish up a conference with Reverend Jesse Jackson Thursday and Friday at the Hyatt Regency in Atlanta. And that conference was creating opportunity conference. It was the 18th annual Creating Opportunity Conference, and just dealing with just so much creativity, especially as Black people, just really having that empowerment, really having that support, and letting people know that they can pursue their dreams. Because without vision, people do perish.
Okay, so what was you doing yesterday again? No, I'm just playing with you. I mean, you good Lord, did you sleep at all? Good boy, you are a busy sister.
I napped, and I'm gonna tell you something. And so I just left two services from my church. I had to be at a 7:45 a.m. service and a 10:45, and so I'm rushing out so I can do this interview because I feel like, as Dr. Miles Monroe stated before his passing, he said that he wanted to leave this earth on empty, and that is my goal: is to leave a legacy, to leave empty. There are a lot of there's a lot of wealth in the graveyard, and so but I will not die, with all of this wealth on the inside of me and not have it transferred or imparted into someone else.
Resilience is an innate ability. You believe either either born with it or has been cultivated within in order to give the stand, the assignments, right? That come with being human. And you said you learned in your 43 years on the earth, only the resilient make it to the finish line. But then you said you got a bunch of them laying there in the cemetery. Right? So you don't want to you want to leave your own eat. According to your blog, you've been cultivated with this journey, with the trials and tribulations, and you walk around as a living tool testimony, identifying this way to take this journey with other people, and you're not afraid. That's what I got out of it. There it is.
And that was diagnosed with HIV, cancer, and syphilis, and the doctors told me that I would not live. You understand? You're talking to a person that has been in two mental institutions here in Atlanta, and I'm in my right mind. You know, I mean, I've been healed, I've been made whole. I have the spirit of resilience, and a lot of times people don't want to go through trials and tribulations. I'm talking about an incest survivor. I'm talking about, when my family tried to kill me because I was revealing the hidden family secrets, about family members sleeping with family members. I was raped at the age of 5 by a family member. It wasn't someone outside of my own home. So you talking about the spirit of resilience, you know, left for dead. I mean, all of the odds against me, but yet, the spirit of resilience causes me to thrive. And that's what I want people to find. I want them to find that spirit of resilience on the inside of them. They cannot give up. I tried to commit suicide twice, and so I'm just saying to those that are listening, you may think your situation is impossible, you can't get out this rut, nobody loves you, you cannot make it, but I'm here to tell you, you can make it because the spirit of resiliency is on the inside of you, in that order.
She said in that way. Shonda, when you met this woman, obviously your gravitation toward positive people is very good because that's how you gravitated to me. Pulling up on me like the police yesterday. Girl, I didn't know what was going on. I knew I didn't have no warrants. I didn't think I did. But they keep putting me in Facebook jail. I thought they was gonna get me this time. I just told April, we have a female engineer here in the studio. I said, honey, they keep putting me in Facebook jail. I am like any typical black person. I got like 20 Facebook page accounts with government name, with my alias names, with I got 15 guy kids. Some of them don't even know they got Facebook pages. So they tried to lock me down, honey, but I, I ain't got. I don't even know what to say. But y'all want to tell you something, Paula. Let me tell you about what I know. God is a surgeon that has never left a stitch. You can't never look at you and tell. So Shonda, as you met this woman, as you gravitate toward, because she's a young woman, y'all. She's young mother, young mama, just young mama, just walk the baby, walk the baby, just walk the baby, walk the baby. Instead of just giving them some what we used to give them, Paula, some what is it, NyQuil. Give some NyQuil, but you gravitated toward her. What? I mean, you're a very positive person. Talk to us about your experience in these last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been very powerful, to even when I met Paula, I didn't realize, I didn't understand, it was revealed to me how serious incest is in our community. I mean, just in society in general. It's just really bad in our community. And then after reading her book, I understood a little bit more how it starts. And the cycle just continues because no one does not want to talk about it. No one wants to talk about the reality of life. They want to continue to just have their phones stuck in their, have their head stuck in their phones. That's not life. And so being with Paula, I just believe that we will change this world, this earth. This movement, it will be international. Because the world runs around the woman. We all came from that woman with that belly button. And so just being around Paula just made me empowered more as a woman. I love being a woman. Like nobody can tell me anything about this woman life. And then after having kids, I just love it more, And so Paula, it's amazing because I have this mentor in my life now. I have my own history with my mom, she's a narcissist. She actually called me a pedophile. And I'm just like, you cannot call me a pedophile when kids and people are actually out here being raped and tortured by their own family members. And so it hurts, but to have Paula and these other women around me, it helps fill that gap because I don't need that woman in my life. I need other supportive women who will help me grow and build my legacy with my own kids, because that's what it's about. We got to continue on to help other kids in the future generation because the kids are the future.
Can you take yourself, are you on a speakerphone or one of your headsets? Because you need to be on a regular headset. Yeah. Millennials don't read. Okay. I know that's what I said. No, but no, that's what I said. Did I tell that? All right.
But so were you able to hear anything that I said?
Oh, we heard you. I just got you on our YouTube live too. I want to go back to a couple things that Paula said, which was you have a blog that you put out, and it says one small crack doesn't mean you're broken. It means that you were put to the test and didn't fall apart. Okay. Then you have 11 characteristics of resilient people. All right. And then you went on to talk about know yourself. Now, it's not a test question. I just want to know if you know all other ones by yourself and you need to read them all.
Someone asked me yesterday, today, like, what happened yesterday? So there are things that, honey, I need to be reminded of.
Missing information. I know. Thank you. Missing information. Thank you. I thought it was just me. Go ahead. All right. So it says, be aware of what is going on around you. Know what is meant to be resilient. Be prepared to change. Be flexible at the situation and view the scene. You have to acquire these skills. Yeah, I wrote that. Yeah, you have to acquire these skills, right?
Yeah, you do. You do. Mm-hmm. I think the main thing I want people to understand, this is not something that you just automatically. The scripture says, "In all thy getting, get an understanding." And so as you go along, you'll discover, these traits. You will discover. And discovery doesn't mean that it wasn't never there. It's there. You just have to discover it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I talk about. And to me, resiliency, the spirit of resilience it's powerful, it's necessary. And I've kept that blog up almost a year. Because when people come to my website or when people read up about me or my thoughts, that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from that spirit of resilience. And so Yeah, all of that's me, Kalina. All that's me.
I kind of figured it out. So, so you said in the midst of all of this, you say yes, I can. Being that resiliency is a spirit, you have the right to engage in a full-fledged conversation with it. What does that mean?
Talking to it, talking. So some people say like talking to yourself means that you're crazy. I say when you don't talk to yourself, that's when you're crazy. Because you have to tell yourself you can make it. You can't give up. You can't throw in the towel. There's things more to like, you have people who commit suicide because they hear these voices. I heard voices that say, kill yourself, end it, end your daughter's life, kill your daughter's life. You know what I'm saying? Just kill your daughter. And so you have to speak to that place of faith and hope and joy and love. The Bible talks about the fruit of the spirit, like is love, joy, temperance, self-control, and all these things. And so you got to speak to those things. You know what I'm saying? To think on those things that are lovely and pure and of good report. So I constantly talk to the spirit of resilience that's on the inside of me and says, girl, you can't give up. Because there are people around the world that you have to give hope to, that you have to inspire, that you have to bring peace and breathe peace into their lives. You have to stand as a modern day Lazarus to say that you shall live and you shall not die. I mean, it's the spirit you got to talk to.
You got to speak your world into existence and walk that. When you walk, who I am is what I say I am, and that's why folks think I'm crazy. Because don't you got look? I have whole conversations. See, there's three people running around me. There's Venetia, there's Karima, and then there's that third person. They get Karima, Venetia, right? Get in a fight with each other. They stop talking to each other, and the third person, like them two mad at each other right now. So that third person, we been watching Star Trek, y'all, like the whole 7 series. Like every time I leave, and as soon as I leave here, I'm going home. I ain't even talking. They ain't even talking to each other. They have issues right now. The old person, Venetia, is that one came from Chicago, right? Karima is the one that was found here in Atlanta. And the third person is who I am trying to become. You understand? And so I try to let people know this right here. This is why, hey, Sean, that's why y'all see my car parked all the time, right? All this crazy, they don't want that. So think about crazy, y'all. Let me take a break, pay some bills real quick. Y'all hold on for a minute. We are talking with Miss Paula Amor, and Miss Shonda. Shonda, what's your last name? I'm supposed to know that, don't I? Because that's Mama's last name. All right, y'all. Right, we'll be right on back, y'all. We'll be back, y'all, listening to Atlanta Mixed Radio on WATB 1420. And here we go.
Welcome to Loving Care Family Chiropractic, a state-of-the-art chiropractic family facility for the entire family, owned and operated by Dr. Ebony Hornbuckle Preston. Allow her to love your spine so you can get back to enjoying your life. Through the touch of her hands, your pain will flee, giving you the freedom to enjoy your best life. Her concern is not just your spinal health, but your total health. She will show you natural and holistic remedies that can alleviate many injuries and various types of pain. Work with her and you'll feel stronger and healthier after every visit as you begin to enjoy the new you. Make your appointment today. They're located at 5336 East Mountain Street, Stone Mountain, Georgia, 30083, or call at 678-884-3778. We're also available on the web at www.lovingcarechiropractic.com. We are Loving Care Family Chiropractic. Let us love your spine. And Blog Talk Radio. Tune in locally on 1420 AM, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., and Wednesdays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. The call-in number is 470-231-1714 or 472-311-1225. We are WAMR-DB, the woman station, the new look and feel of AM radio.
Good morning. This is Pastor Sonia Williams with your motivational medicine to help you kickstart your week. I know it's easy to spiral into a cycle of hopelessness when the storms of life set in. It's easy to doubt when the circumstantial evidence surrounding you points to failure. But in those daunting times, there are two words that can shift the course of your destiny and resurrect a seemingly dead situation. And those two words are, but God. Ephesians 2:4 says, who is rich in mercy, loved us. I dare you today to use the but God disclaimer against any mountain and watch it be removed. Use it against any storm and watch the storm be still. Instead of placing a period at the end of your horror story, place the interjection, but God, and allow God to rewrite your ending. This is Pastor Sonia with your motivational moment to kickstart your week. Have a blessed and prosperous day.
Destiny.
Thank you.
see hope on the horizon. I see hope on the horizon. And a new day dawn. And a new day dawn. I see hope on the horizon. I see hope on the horizon. And a new day dawn.
All right, you guys, welcome back. That is my very good friend, Destiny Muhammad. She is a Grammy-nominated artist from the hood out of California. And then I want to thank our sponsor, Loving Care Family Chiropractic. Let her love your spine. Dr. Elvin Buckle, president. So we are talking with Miss Paula Amor, right? And Miss Chandra Freeman, right? I have no idea why I always do that. But this is something I need to stop. I just clicked Destiny off. That's like the only song that she actually licensed me to play. And I've been playing that song. I've been playing her and Ayana's song. I have two, that's it. The only two songs that I have been licensed to actually play and that's been going on like 8 years. Same song. But I was, so I ain't playing with y'all. I'm so serious. And that one that I keep playing, 8 years. So marketing power. Paula Amor, living through the power of love. I put it out there. The marketing power. Give your book some much needed marketing power. Talk to us about the business side. Now we're gonna get into the business side for both Shonda and business women too. Okay, they do. We do the free stuff. Rent gotta be paid. So let's talk about the rent. Shonda, tell us about the rent first. Because even though you pretty much spoil your husband, do like everything. Yeah. All you do is just have his children and then walk the baby until it stops crying. Y'all be walking a long time. I know, but you be doing all the walking.
Oh yeah, because I gotta stay fit. We gotta stay fit in our community. Yeah.
So tell us about your business.
Yeah, so definitely, I work for a company called Liberty National Life Insurance Company. It was founded in Birmingham, Alabama in 1900. So it's one of the oldest companies in America, period. It's older than Ford, it's older than Chevy, older than, I think, even the telephone, if I'm not mistaken. But it's pretty old, and they've been around for a while. And so they're a publicly traded company in the stock market. So that helps with our clients' policies because they get to build interest in their policies because it's tied to the stock market. And then they're also awarded the top superior A+ rating. So that means that when it comes to paying our claims, we definitely pay our claims, no problem. And so it's been interesting working as an agent with the company because I believe that this business will help me to grow my business as far as starting a charter school in the city of Stone Mountain because my passion is with education. So I believe that this will take me to that point. And so also being a part of this life insurance, it's helped me to understand more about how in our community we can build that generational wealth that we always talk about. But I just feel like some people don't know how to do it. And so I want to bring that attention, especially to women in my generation with kids, to explain to them that we can build this generational wealth. We can start this legacy. Instead of getting them to the point that we're at, we can get them above that. That way they can get their own kids above that. And so they'll start a new cycle besides this new continuous cycle. Well, not new, besides this continuous cycle that we're already in. So I just plan to break that cycle. And I believe working at this company will help me.
And what do you offer again?
We sell whole life and term life insurance policies and also supplemental health policies. So as long as you're covered medically through the health insurance market, you can also buy into these supplemental policies like a cancer insurance type policy, meaning like if you get diagnosed with cancer, they'll pay either a lump sum, whichever policy you get, or you can get a endurance plan, which means like if you get the treatments, they'll pay for those treatments. And then we also have an accident protector match plan. And so that's a living and death benefit, meaning that if you get into an accident and you just like hurt yourself at work or just in life and you need to go to the emergency room, they'll pay out that claim on top of your health insurance claim, but it's paid directly to you. So it doesn't matter what your health insurance company pays, they'll still pay a full claim. And then on the death side, if you die in a car accident, you would get $25,000 of accidental death coverage. And then if you die by other means, accidentally, say you died in a travel accident through a plane, that's $250,000. So I like to get the accident protector matters, especially with me. I have it for myself. My husband, he's an electrician. I got 2 boys. Accidents happen, you know, they just rough, you know. So I need to cover them and then cover if something happens to my husband or any of us, we will still get some accidental death benefit.
All right, y'all. That's black folks. That y'all already know. Y'all got to pay that insurance policy. Now back in the day, Paula, you know, Big Mom used to have that sock. She get a check on first, had it, you know what I'm talking about, stop playing, had that sock right there. That's that man's insurance. The man come by.
Because we don't want to leave that burden on our loved ones because it costs so much. Funerals, like the current average cost of funerals is $15,000. No one has $15,000 just laying around like that, but we can invest into ourselves because it's inevitable that we're gonna leave. So we just don't know when. But instead of like burdening our families with already added stress that they have, we can just make it a little bit easier on them when we leave. And so that's what I want to just help get across, especially to my generation, because we just don't feel, I don't think we understand the importance of it. And the best time to buy is when you are young, because today is the youngest you will ever be. And that's how life insurance is kind of rated, by age and health.
Okay. Well, all I know, Big Mommy's had that money right in that sock. I'm sorry. All right. I ain't trying to be, I'm serious. Be like Medea. Y'all, I say, y'all better get y'all life insurance policy on that Negro that don't want to come home. It's Saturday night. It's Sunday morning. Sunday evening. He still ain't there, y'all. Okay, y'all need to call Shonda like right now. Get that policy right. So guess what? See, okay, that's another conversation. Okay, now Paula, that's like Medea. Had a funeral by 12 and be at the insurance company by what, 4:30? You can cash that check by 5 and be at the casinos by 6:30. Anyway, so talk to us about marketing power. That's something that's much needed. And let's talk about the things that help you pay for that grandbaby you spoiled. Now, talk to us about that.
Well, there are different aspects of what I do as far as branding. I do a lot of consultation as it relates to if a person doesn't know the direction that they want to go into as it relates to their brand, whether they are the brand or they have created a product. So that's why I step in. There are a lot of women that come to me and say, you know, am I the brand, or what I created, is that the brand? And I had to learn the hard way. I went to the School of Hard Knocks. When I first started my publishing company, it was a result as of I didn't have $30,000 offhand to give to a publishing company to help produce my book back in 2005. And so after all of my research and finding out how to publish my own book, I was just like, okay, I can do this. And so that now is up under my belt where I can help other authors or individuals that desire to be authors that want to write their books to say, okay, you can go this route and still get a quality product. When it came time to like develop websites and different things like that, and I didn't have all of the money, you know, I researched myself. I learned how to create my own website. So that website that you're on, you know, looking at me, my company created that website. So I am big on presence and your marketing presence. I used to be a tomboy, so I really don't look like what I've been through or who I used to be. And so I had to develop my image. I do image consulting. I teach people on how to capitalize on social media. I've gained a lot of my financial growth through social media. Just me marketing the way that I market, and people attending my workshops, my expos, my summits, whether I do my book signings or whatever, a lot of that marketing came through social media. It came through word of mouth, but a lot of it came through social media. And so I teach individuals how to, gain and through their marketing and their branding, when to brand. Do you have a quality product that, if you can stand outside of your car? Product. I remember when I first released Resurrect the Whole, I went to the Essence Festival, and I planned a book tour with 2 other authors. And we're out there. We didn't have a booth inside the Essence Festival, but I promise you, I sold out all of my books on the streets of New Orleans. And so I was just like, wow, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And so, I started thinking of different strategy plans on how to make my brand a international brand, which is now my books are overseas. My book is overseas. And so I'm really, really excited about that. I teach people, we do this think tank thing. And I have different individuals as far as people who are way smarter than I am to come in and to help people think on strategies on how to market their brand. Because one thing that I found out, Karima and Shonda, is that we don't know everything. And so if you're the smartest person in the room, then there's a problem. And so what I do is I bring in professionals, I bring in people who, their expertise is in other areas of marketing. And we do this thing called a think tank. And it's just a very creative platform to help individuals who either want to start their business or who already have a brand or they want to take it to another level. So I create my wealth. Deuteronomy 8:18 says he's given us the ability to create wealth. So I have to create my wealth. I do not work a 9 to 5. I run my own show. I am my own queen boss, and so that's how I create my wealth. And so marketing is important. Image is important. Knowing who you are. I am my own billboard, and that's what I teach people, particularly women who come to me. I teach them that you are your billboard. So whether you're selling bananas, people are going to look at you first. And if you are not put together, if you're not presentable, I don't know if they're going to buy your banana. Like, what makes your banana so different than the banana that's in Kroger and Publix or Walmart? Why would they buy your banana? So presentation is everything. Image is everything. But knowledgeable about what it is that you're promoting. Anything that I put my hands to, I have to become very knowledgeable about what it is that I do to be able to sell myself. And people buy passion. That's the thing that I found out, Karima. Like, people buy passion. So when they hear me speak or whatever, they automatically will go to my book table and they're going to buy my books, they're going to buy my CDs, they're going to buy my DVDs because they hear passion. So if you're not passionate about the things that you are pursuing or that you want to bring, people are less likely to purchase anything from you. Because when they hear you, they say, okay, she's already sold on her own brand. Right. On my own vision. I'm my first consumer. I'm my first buyer. Because it takes money to make money. Okay? So that is my tip and that is my goal. I hope I've given you enough information.
Confidence like a role. Now, who is this sister? JD Richards is a certified confidence coach, professional hairstylist. She is wearing them dreads, honey. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is what I'm saying to her. Okay, JD is a slightly regarded hater, blah, blah, blah. Black people don't like reading. L'Oreal, USA, John Carter, all of that. Okay, who's she?
First and foremost, she is my mentor. She's my coach. She's located out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And one thing you got to understand, every coach needs a coach. You understand what I'm saying? Every teacher needs a teacher. And so I met her a few years back, and actually a couple of years back, and I just automatically just fell in love with her. And I remember writing her a letter, and I said, and people don't like writing letters no more, they rather text, you know what I'm saying? But I wrote her a letter, and I sent it to her there in Chattanooga, and I said, listen, I want to be a student of yours. And because she had, she's a celebrity stylist, she's worked on major platforms doing L'Oreal and all that stuff for over 25 years, and she's like the bomb.com for real, for real. And one thing she told, I drove to Tennessee, me and my daughter drove to Tennessee, and she just drove us around. My first, physical encounter with her, she drove us around Tennessee, took us up to the highest mountain there. And she just began to talk about confidence and how a lot of people are lacking confidence.
Lookout Mountain. Yeah, Lookout Mountain. That's where y'all went to, Lookout Mountain.
Lookout Mountain. Is that the mountain? Yeah. Oh, like 4 different states or something like that?
Yeah, where they used to lynch us at. Go ahead.
Right, that mountain. So, we up there and, she's talking about how, especially women, lack confidence. And it's so true because I was that person. I had low self-esteem. I didn't know who I was. And a lot of it is because no one spoke. My mom and my dad they never spoke to me about who I really was. It was either get the bad stuff out of here, your fast tail, your family members have all these little negative nicknames for you. To your identity of who you really are, or speak things into existence. And a lot of Black homes, parents don't do that to their children. And so I suffered, low self-esteem and lack confidence. And here's the thing, like my mother grew up in that same environment. Like she suffered with low self-esteem and a lack of confidence and all that stuff, and scary and afraid to do things. And so I remember tapping into it years and years ago, but there came to a place where I wanted to go higher my confidence. And so I gleaned, and I am gleaning from J.D. Richards, because her confidence, she is, to me, the epitome of a queen for real. And it's not just with your royal, with what you wear, but it's just your aura. When you step in a room, T.D. Jakes said this to me one year. He said, you have been chosen to change the atmosphere. So that takes a very confident person to walk in a room to understand, when I walk in, the environment is going to change. And that's who I am. I change the environment. And so that's why it's needed. That's why confidence is needed. Because I command things. I command money. I command, the resources that I need because of that confidence.
Man, us to get up off of these Asians folks station here in a second. They're going to throw us off of here. It's all about us making money, empowering. Well, I should have had y'all on earlier. Shonda, okay, I know I can't get you back on the radio, so I just know this is one time thing. I sure appreciate it.
Queen, so you can talk with platform.
Yeah, good, because we're on Monday through Fridays every morning. Fridays a week and 6 days on the weekend on Sunday digitally. But guess what? We're about to run out of time. But I definitely want to ask a question or two, but it's too late. It's too late because I was looking at the flyer of the summit that you had. This thing was huge. September 29th through the 30th. We're not talking about that. You had y'all had folks, I even CD Moody, all of them. Yeah, that was pretty good. We had Fulton County Black Female Sheriff, Shanisha Bond. But I mean, I'm just serious. I really appreciate everything that you're doing as a woman to be able to empower and to draw our young women like Shonda into the fold, because it's so important that they are motivated and that they feel like there's a connection to somebody that is willing to be able to say, yes, all right, I don't mind. Because that's one of the things I always talk about. And I cuss a little bit, and I'm not supposed to cuss on radio. Mama told me to stop doing that because y'all see me shooting last time. But what I'm saying, that's the shit I'm talking about. You got to keep it real with these sisters. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be able to think that our young girls are going to accept what they see without us being an example and saying it's okay for you to call me. It's okay for you to see who I am. All right, I got to get out of here. But look, we're going to ask everybody, please tell everybody how to get in contact with you. I've already read most of your website. I know it's www.paulamor.com. But I want to talk about the resurrected hoe from Hoe to Hero. I want to talk about that next time you come across, when you come back in town to talk. And then, but just tell everybody a little bit, close us out with what we need to do in order to stay in contact with you and all that.
Website is paulamor.com. That is PAULA, initial RAMOR.com. And all my social media is my name. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube is Paula R. Amor. And again, thank you so much for having me. You can go to my website, purchase the book of Resurrect the Whole or The Power of Loving You. And again, Karima, thank you so much for having me. I'm trying to thank you so much for the referral.
Thank you.
Shonda, how do people get in contact with you?
Yeah, well, you can look me up on Facebook, Shonda Freeman, SHAUNDAFREEMAN. And then also you can totally contact me on my cell phone, 404-451-5421. Reach out, people. We got to do this for our community, for the kids.
All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. Thank you all, ladies. And I'm definitely going to stay in contact. I want to thank our sponsor, Loving Care Family Chiropractic, for sponsoring the show. And please do not forget about our November 3rd shoebox project that we need everybody's help on, which is putting pads and panties and feminine products into a shoebox and then having it shipped to our offices at 925 Main Street. And we have artists that will be coming out and just doing this to do a collection of shoeboxes so that we can keep on servicing the ladies who need it. All right, y'all, we're going to get about it.
Look and feel of AM radio. Shout out to all my grown and sexy, elegant ladies out there. My name is Mario Coleman, aka The Next Level. I'll be coming to Covington, GA and the Atlanta metro area to perform live and show the ladies the love and appreciation they so deserve. So stay tuned for times and dates. And if no one has told you that you're beautiful today, then let me be the first one to say you're beautiful. Peace, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to WAMR-DB 1430, 1420, the Woman Station, the new look and feel of AM radio.
All right, you guys. Thank you all for listening to Atlanta Mix Radio. I'm just in here. Wasn't that a wonderful interview, you guys? It was a blessing to have that kind of participation on the show. So don't forget. We love you. Listen to Atlanta Mix Radio, the woman's station. Please check us out at Atlanta Mix Radio.
Chiropractic, a state-of-the-art chiropractic family facility for the entire family, owned and operated by Dr. Ebony Hornbuckle Preston. Allow her to love your spine so you can get back to enjoying your life. Through the touch of her hands, your pain will flee, giving you the freedom to enjoy your best life. Her concern is not just your spinal health, but your total health. She will show you natural and holistic remedies that can alleviate many injuries and various types of pain. Work with her and you'll feel stronger and healthier after every visit as you begin to enjoy the new you. Make your appointment today. They're located at 5336 East Mountain Street, Stone Mountain, Georgia, 30083, or call at 678-884-3778. We're also available on the web at www.lovingcarechiropractic.com. We are Loving Care Family Chiropractic. Let us love your spine.